into it, man. Why are you returning back to the field?
Oh man, just
and everything they talk about, I'm everything a boss about. Not putting work and gotta toss them out. I'm really biting, they just barking out. I'm really riding, they just parking now. His street, what to talk about. See the big H when I'm walking out.
Welcome to Base Coverage, everyone. Presented by Athletes Forum. I'm your host, Jamal Clay, and today we have a special one for you guys. We have one of the OGs out here in Europe, Mr. Dave Mccants, running back for the Leipzig Kids. Dave, what's going on, man? How you doing?
Hey, what's up, man? What's going on, man?
Man,
Everything's good.
Everything's good. I can't call it, man, but I want to get right into it because we got some good stuff on the menu today. So, based on your history, your resume, we have 6-time German champ, 4-time Euro champ, 2-time MVP. Rushed for over 10,000 yards in Europe alone. I mean, I just want to get right to it, man. Why are you returning back to the field?
Oh man, just I still love the game, man. As a player, of course, I also love to give back and coach the young players also, but I still feel like that young 21, 22-year-old is still inside of me as a player. So, man, I want to come back and play again, man. I'm happy that Leipzig understood my situation and how I felt, and I really appreciate Coach Armstrong understanding, and because he could have gotten maybe a younger player or something, but he knows, like you said, he knows my resume, and he knows from last year the intensity and how I was with the players, and he can see that I still have that fire in me as a player. So yeah, man, I still got it, I think so. But we will see, man. I'm very excited, to come back and play again, especially in this new league. So this is something new and exciting for me, man, going against these other teams from different countries, and also here in Germany, where it's pretty different from different players as well. So I think it's another competitive season for me, something new. So yeah,
definitely. And for those who don't know, I mean, check out his highlights. You can check out the stats. But if there was a Hall of Fame in Europe, this guy right here will have his gold jacket waiting for him. So, with that being said, I mean, at what point let me rephrase it. Was there a point last season, while you're watching, or while you're coaching a team, but you're also watching the Madres, the Jack Crawfords, the Xavier Johnson, some of the top backs? At what point during the season last year you was like, man, I can still get back on the field. I still got some left in the tank.
Yeah, man. I'm a trainer also. I'm an athletic trainer, personal trainer too. So I stay working out. But when I started coaching, and also I still have to show them as well, some of the players. And I felt like, okay, I can still move. And while I'm showing the players, I can see and feel that I still got it. But my mind was to focus on helping the players, helping those running backs, And man, I would say mid-season. And I was looking at all those guys, the running backs too. And I was thinking to myself, I think I still got it. Just looking at what they're doing and how they do it. And these guys was really good, man, those running backs. And they was really good too. But I was thinking, because of the competitiveness inside of me, I was like, yeah, man, maybe I can do it too.
Man, you was probably like, man, I can still cut some of these cats up.
Yeah. I can still stick and move and all those things too. So, so I started working out a little bit more, a little bit harder. Staying focused and off the field, doing some field work or whatever, and man, just training, and I felt like I still got it. Of course, maybe I'm not as fast, and maybe not as quick. I think I'm still quicker, but we will see on the field. But the experience I have, I think I would bring more to the table, and that's what you need in this game. In this game, it's more mental than anything. From what I've learned, with game situations and understanding that it's a team thing too. So you want to work your butt off and make those plays for the team. And I think with the experience I have, I think I can at least do one more year. So
man. And let's talk about last season a little bit. Well, first of all, we're excited to have you, or excited to watch you. I know I am, but for those who don't, it's gonna be a treat to watch you back in the game. Let's talk about last year. So, season started. Everyone gets a fair amount of time to build a team, equipment, find the stadium. Everyone has the same issues, and you guys got also a little bit of an entry to start with, some delays in equipment and stadiums and stuff like that, and also a good amount of injuries too. However, even though getting off to that, and injuries played a role in the beginning, but getting off to a rough start, you guys picked it up middle of the season, got the ball rolling a little bit. One of the big reasons for that was your quarterback, Michael Birdsong, who became Offensive Player of the Year candidate, MVP candidate, within the league. With his most recent retirement, what do you guys have to do to build off last season to keep that momentum going heading into year two?
Just try to keep what we have, with the German players and the European players. And I think Coach Armstrong did a great job in adding more coaches because like you said, it was kind of like a last minute thing with the Leipzig Kings, and we just came off a bad start, a lot of rocky beginning. But like you said before, we started adjusting, started getting things going. But right now, Coach Armstrong have a full off-season now. Yeah. And those guys that he's bringing in is pretty good. They have that winning mindset, for example, with AJ and Mike and Bombeck, all those guys, they have their great experience and as winning, those competitive games. That's what we need. Also for myself as well, but the other guys that he has bringing in is really good. So he's molding to what we had. He's building from that foundation that we had from the end of the season, trying to keep that foundation we had from the end of the season from last year, and just keep building from it. So right now we have a good foundation for the upcoming season, and now we're just going to try to build from it. So I think he's did a great job with that.
Yeah, and let's talk about, as you mentioned, some of the guys you brought in, but also some of the guys you lost. When free agency started, nobody expected it to be the way it was in terms of how crazy it was with signings and people moving and stuff like that. But ultimately, that's good for the league. Some of the guys you lost, especially on the defensive side, obviously Defensive Player of the Year, Kyle's Kitchen to Berlin, even Vincent Buffett to Frankfurt. But man, you guys bounced back in a key position, especially that core position on the defense with those linebackers. Bringing in AJ Wentland, probably one of the top linebackers, inside linebackers in all Europe. Bringing in a Mike Tavares from Berlin, and bringing in JP Mombeck from Hamburg. So the way I see it, you got a good amount of third down guys who can run sideline to sideline cover, but also get after the quarterback. So with that being said, also your most recent signing, William James on the back end. Now, with that being said, how can this defense be better? How will this defense be better going into year two?
Like you said, man, we had to reload. Losing those guys, like you said, Buffett, Kitchens. Man, it was pretty hard. And Coach hated that he had to do it, but also, it was a business side. Those guys, I still talk to all of those guys too. We stay in contact, and they know that it's only business, but it's still all love. But like I said before, Coach had a full season to reload again, and he had a full off season to reload and rebuild again. So he got after those guys, and he really wanted it. And for this next coming year, and man, he did a great job with that, man. Just reloading and finding ways defensively to become better. Because last year was really good, especially on the D line, like you said before. We got Lance coming back as well. He's a big boy. He's tough to handle in the middle. And man. So now he just wanted to. He had the foundation, like I said before, from last year, from the end of the season, and he just building from getting Mike and getting Bumbeck and AJ in the middle so we can move defensively. And that's what he wanted. And man, he did a great job with it. And he's still adding more.
Yeah, so, and now And not only are those guys some dogs, but from a leadership perspective, from
exactly
a knowledge of the game perspective, you guys. Not saying you didn't have that last year, but you guys definitely brought us some guys to build off last season. And obviously, a lot of the game is based on chemistry. But with that knowledge and stuff like that, the chemistry will come together a lot faster, especially when you guys get into camp and stuff like that.
Exactly, it's going to come naturally with on the defense side. Like I said before, these guys have a winning mentality. They know how to win games. They've been in championships games, and that's what it's all about: having the experience of not just being stronger, faster, more explosive, all those things, but it's about the experience and how to become a true team. Because you can have the best player in the world, but you still have another 10 guys or whatever. But the thing is that one great player has to mold into those 10 players on that field, and even off the field with the other 50 or 60 guys. Yeah. So it's much more than just being the strongest and the fastest. It's about having that great experience and winning the championship and having that mentality as a team, and make sure that mentality go throughout the whole team, and it starts at the top with Armstrong and Moritz, also our head man, the commissioner, or whatever, for our team, whatever, and it starts from the top, and we just build from it, and it goes down from Armstrong to the players, from the leadership, with me, with AJ, Mike, all those guys, and we need to mold it into a championship team. With the other players, because in Leipzig it's very young. American football is very young in a professional way in Leipzig, and great fan. We're so surprised to have those great fans there in Leipzig. It's crazy.
Kingdom.
It's very crazy. I can't believe it, but and it's growing. It's really growing there in Leipzig, man. So to have all of that with that connection from the fans, football players with us. And try to find a way to have a winning mentality in Leipzig this upcoming year. So, yeah, man.
Yeah, and some of the things you touched on, I want to talk about your boss man, head guy, Coach Armstrong, right? So December 22nd, he put out a statement thanking the fan base, addressing some noise from some misinformation coming from other organizations. Talking about new management, right? And with everything that you guys went through last year, obviously you guys are still one game away from the playoffs. And listen, if you made it this far in the show, you might as well like this video and subscribe to the channel below. Here at Athletes Forum, we appreciate your support. We thank you guys for tuning in to all of our episodes. This is the platform for the international game. So continue to follow us as we look to bring you more content. Now back to the show, which, again, you guys might have had the most challenging in terms of things to overcome throughout the season. You still was one game away. So I think that says something about, Coach and his message and, what he's trying to, relate to the team. But despite all the noise and everything that's going on, talk a little bit about the culture that you guys have over at Leipzig with Coach Armstrong and what he's doing over there.
Yeah, man, he's changing it. He's changing the culture and making it something new to where just finding ways. Like I said before, and as you said, last year was very rocky for us in the beginning. Leipzig is very new into the American football world. It's growing, and last year was only year one. To where other cities like Hamburg, Berlin, they already set for decades with American football. They
already have a foundation over there.
They have a great foundation. Last year was our year one, if you can say, maybe, like 6 months. It's only a baby. American football is only a baby in Leipzig. And for what Coach Armstrong has done last year for the past 5-6 months, last year it was really good, man. He found ways. I don't know how he did it, but he found a way to keep the team molded and almost made it to the playoffs. You know, and that's the crazy thing about it. And it just starts with him, with the foundation and his mindset. And even though things was down, he still stayed motivated. He still kept us going. And also with Coach Garrett, which he's at in Berlin now. Coach Garrett also did a good job offensively, and also for me, I tried to keep our heads up from last year.
Yeah.
And the players also, they did a great job. You know, even though it was bad times, they still stuck together as a team. And Armstrong did a great job. And it starts with the head. He did a great job of keeping those players together. And also with Michael Birdsong from last year, he's one of the reasons why, actually, Michael Birdsong, one of the reasons why I wanted to come back. I even told him in a message to where, bro, I love your leadership and the way you done it, because it reminds me of when the when the quarterbacks I played with the Kerry Terriers and all those guys, it was the same way, you know, but he was really good as a leader, and he made sure the team stayed on board no matter what. And that's what I like. It's sad that he retired, but we still stay in touch. Yeah. And I'm very happy to meet him. He's a great guy. But it just setting that foundation of finding ways to win. And last year was only year one, and Coach Armstrong will year two try to find a way to get to that championship this year. So man.
Well, one thing that we found out about the league last year was, there were some new teams, but there were also some already built teams. Obviously, like you have like the Wroclaw Panthers, for example, and. I don't know if it is or if it isn't, but from the outside looking in, this seems like a rivalry. That's something that's going to be brewing as the league continues to build, or a game that's going to be a must watch. Now this year, well, if you talk about last year, obviously you guys played them, and you guys played them towards the end of the season. It was a winner go home situation, right? So this year's season schedule's released. You guys have them not only week 1, but also week 12, which again could have playoff implications on it. Talk about what this rivalry could be. How, and is it good? Is it good? It's going to be good for the game. But talk about what the rivalry could be and why it's one of the most watched games that people should keep an eye on this season.
For me, from my opinion, from what I've seen, like I said before, it's very young. We are very young. This league is very young. So a rivalry, we don't know, but we know that whenever it's time to play against Wroclaw, it's going to be competitive. Yeah. And maybe, like you said before, maybe we'll brew into something very special every time we play against those guys, man. Even so it's like, yeah, man, it's very competitive. Like from last year, it was really good. Those guys are great, and they're going to be even better this year. Wroclaw going to be even tougher with Likens being over there on the defensive side. And they added a lot of great players over there as well. And, man, I think it's going to be something special, but we have to see. We never know. But right now it's young. You can call it a rivalry for the fans' sake. I'm going to make sure, we will make sure that we can find a way to make it competitive. And if it grows into something very special, that's great. But right now, we just want to, that first game, we just want to find a way to win and, stay on our P's and Q's and focus on Leipzig and what we need to do to get better. And like I said before, to build from what we did last year and taking game by game, step by step every week, so.
Most definitely. Yeah. Well, what I'll definitely say is, week 1 brings a lot of good matchups, right? A lot of good, obviously rivalries with Wroclaw and Vienna now in the league. They're playing each other week 1, but you have a lot of good games, to watch. Yeah. For everyone out there, Leipzig Wroclaw will be a game to watch week 1. Yeah. Not only week 1, but week 12, because I'm sure playoff implications will be on there. And they're only building off what happened towards the end of the season last year. So this is definitely gonna be a game to watch week 1. Everyone should definitely tune in. Right. But hey, Dave, man, I appreciate your time for coming on, man. That's all we got for today. Nothing but best wishes and good luck. And I'm as you guys head into camp in May, getting ready for week 1. I'm sure as I speak for people who cover the league and watch the league, that we're definitely excited to check you guys out and to see the return. The return of David back on the field, my man.
Let's see how it goes, man. Let's see how it goes. It's going to be interesting, man. But thank you for having me, man. It's been great talking to you, man, and meeting you, man. And, man, wish us luck, man. Wish us luck.
Most definitely, brother. I got you.
All right then, man. See you, man.
See you. Take care.
Got it. Hard work, they don't know about it. Hard work, they don't know about it. Hard work, they don't know about it.